I have a message for the collective, and it's coming through a little different than usual, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use cards yet, but let's see what comes out. If you do not feel called to stay here, please leave, because I feel like this is going to be a little bit intense, and if it's not meant for you, it might. I don't know. If it is, oh well. You know what? I'm just going to leave that up to you. I love you. Here we go. The ego likes to wrap itself in blankets. Different blankets, one may say. Some of these blankets can be disguised as love when they are in reality fear. The ego's base nature is to fear. It is not to love. You are the source of the love. The ego likes to blanket that in fear. Fear sometimes can be disguised as love, tricking you into believing that you're acting from your higher self when in reality you are acting from your ego. There's nothing wrong with having an ego. In fact, ego can be trained to say kind things to oneself instead of the negative things we usually encounter. The negative conversations you have with yourself about how you're not worthy or how you're not enough or how you're doing too much or too little. All of these are conversations that you are having with your ego because yourself, your soul knows you are just enough as you are. You are enough just being born. I know that is hard to believe, but why? Why is that hard to believe? Is it you that doesn't believe that or your ego that doesn't believe that? What is it that you don't believe? Sit with that for a moment. What came up for you? What came up? What parts of your ego want to be exposed? What parts of your ego want to be seen? That is the ego's biggest thing, is it wants to be seen. Let go and flow with life. Let go and flow with life. The ego wants to control. The ego wants to make sure everything has a structure, everything has a plan, everything has a checkbox, everything will be as it wants it to be so. But what do we want versus what we need? That is a great question to start asking yourself to decide if it is the ego or your soul ruling. Sorry, this is intense. I'm trying to keep the channel open, but it's an intense channel. Whoever my timeless self is speaking with right now, it has a lot of energy. So back to the ego. Humans have ego. This is part of who you are, but it is not you. Well, how can something be a part of who I am, but not be me? Because there's a separation between who you are in your soul and in your energy and in your essence and who you are in physical form. There is a separation. You are in a vessel. That vessel is the human body. That human body has an ego. It is part of the mind. It is part of the brain. You cannot avoid ego. You can choose to observe ego. And once ego is observed, it becomes dissolved. And you will encounter ego less in your life because you understand it. You see it and you know that it is not truly you, so you can let it go and just observe the thoughts that it has with curiosity instead of judgment. Right now is an important time in human history. Remember, you chose to be here during this time. Your soul chose to be here. You, the true essence of you, chose to be here now. And those watching you now in this vessel are remembering this as well. Awareness of the ego is key to this time. Awareness of the ego, not only in oneself but in others, will help release judgment, as you call it. Judgment is the ego. For who are we to judge, lest ye be judged? These are the words of someone you know very well in your time. Not me. I'm jumping in here again. Not me. Whoa. Like, I've heard those words before, but I couldn't tell you who spoke them. But this means something to somebody, but I could just tell they were very powerful words. When you are judging others, when you are looking around you and saying, oh, that person is not spiritual enough, that person is mean, that person is not nice enough, you are in essence saying that they are not enough, are you not? And how could you know that they are not being nice enough? For example, if you did not judge yourself at one point in your life for not being nice enough, have you forgiven that part of yourself yet? Have you? If you had, the judgment would not exist. See how love can be disguised? See how fear disguises itself as love? You think that by walking away from someone who is mean without speaking your mind, you are in fact loving others because you are holding back a piece of yourself so as not to hurt them. Well, that is just simply not the case, because you are in essence choosing fear and letting the ego rule in that situation, because you have chosen to walk away from something instead of speaking your truth. You have chosen to dim your light and not trust that the other can handle what it is that you have to say. This is not love. This is fear that the others do not have strength to walk the path. This is fear that what you have to say is not enough. This is not love. This is fear disguised as love. We love you. You have come very far in this time. We are all just as you are all. Remember this, and the ego will be easier to observe. Timeless self, who is this? All. Wow. So I just want to end the video by saying that the way that I channel is I channel energies through my timeless self. I only want to connect with my timeless self. So I have barriers and intentions set before I connect that say that I'm only connecting with me, with my energy. I don't allow other energies into my being. However, they can communicate to me via my timeless self in, I guess it's the astral, I don't know, in the higher realms and not the 3D reality that you and I are seeing each other in physical form in. I look at these things through my timeless self. So I am experiencing another energy, but I'm only communicating through my timeless self. I don't know if that makes sense or why that's important to share. It's just how I've learned to do it over the past year. That one was one of the most intense ones that I've ever experienced though. So whatever being that was has a lot of energy. I think that the way that I do it blocks me from knowing exactly what archetype, because again, it's all archetypes. They're not beings out there. To me are archetypical energies, because everything is all out there. Like, all energy is one. So when we are tapping into these, it's not like I can assign a name to it, because it's a stronger energy sometimes, but it's still all, whatever that means. So 10-10, and this ends. I'm probably gonna have to break this up into 2 parts. But yeah, leave a comment if that resonated. I'm curious. It's the first time that ever's happened like that. Love you.